Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. We are here tonight for the Wednesday night episode of Big Brother 26. And I just spotted a tier 2 subscription. Chrissy, thank you so much. I am, in fact, walking. I did notice the Quinn conversation. I was not listening, but I've seen some quotes. I'm going to have to go back on that one. But I like what I'm seeing. Give me one sec. The treadmill is a little too far back. It's hard to successfully pinpoint the place it should be. It's fairly small, so it's like it has to be in just the right place or I'm stepping on one of the edges. Um, 6 months in advance. Thank you, Red Wings. Basically, Quinn was saying that he plans to throw the HOH, which normally I'd be pretty annoyed with. But in this case, it means that his whole thing the whole plan he gave to Chemo was in fact a smokescreen, or at least it appears to be. And given the AI arena situation, like, there is some validity to the idea of not wanting to win. But, like, I'm still not sold on it overall. But he recognizes his, and we saw this earlier with Brooklyn, they recognize their position in the Pentagon, which is super key. So, some interesting stuff. We do have some new emotes, plushie themed, if you'd like to try them out. Plushie count I can update. So there is. Let me get the number here. Plushie count is currently. Let me show you. At the end of the 24-hour stream, we were at roughly 326. Plushie count is currently 360. 360 on the plushie count. Which means it's not impossible. So the next goal, and we're going to talk about goals at some point, probably not tonight. But the next goal would be to hit 500. And I want to make this clear, like, hitting 300 was more than I expected and desired. So do not feel obligated to help us get to 500. However, 500 is the next goal. The benefit of getting to 500 is that if we sell 500, the production cost of each plushie goes down. Which basically means that I make like a couple of, like, $1 or $2 extra on each plushie, which is at 500 plushies pretty significant. So 500 is the goal at this point, but again, like, completely just like, I'm just being completely open with you guys. 300 was more than enough. So if we don't hit 500, that is no skin off of my back. Am I going to play Goose Goose or Blood on the Clock Tower? I don't even honestly know if there will be a Blood on the Clock Tower at this point. Hey, we got a plushie. Hold on, that's CIC, I think. It's a little hard to read on my screen, actually. But thank you. Thank you so much. I will have a goal, or a reward if we do hit 500, that we'll talk about probably on the next live feed stream, which I think will probably be like Thursday night, tomorrow night, like post podcast kind of deal. Not staying up all night like we did last time. But hey, CC Rewind, thank you so much for the plushie. We have a week left of plushie sales, and then they're gone forever. So I'm thinking maybe Thursday, maybe some Friday streaming again. So we'll talk more about goals. You've already basically, like, what we intended to do was have incremental goals for up until basically 300 plushie sales. But then Friday was just such a chaotic mess for me that we did not end up being able to do most of that. But what we did was we filled them in, we backfilled them in. So you will still receive all of the goal rewards. You'll just learn what they are and also receive them at the same time. But there will still be one final goal reward, and that will be at 500, and we'll talk about that eventually. Jam, thank you for the plushie purchase. All right, we've got roughly 2 minutes. Let's do a quick prediction. We'll do a classic commercial by 6:12. Yes, no. So just to give as much warning as possible, and let me just double check this date. The last day to order a plushie is July 31st, so exactly 1 week from today. Someone, thank you for the plushie purchase. So if you intend to purchase a plushie, that is your timetable. Hales, thank you so much for the plushie purchase. There's a cutoff to the order because it's basically like you have a pre-order window, and then they need to start working on like actually manufacturing them. Allie, thank you for the plushie purchase. Because it's such a custom item that they can't just make them on demand, like would like a shirt. Thank you to someone for at least a store purchase. Kelbo with a plushie purchase. Guys, thank you. I honestly wasn't expecting a bunch of plushie purchases on an episode recap. But we've already got 8 more. Thank you so much. All right, episode should be starting soon. Oh, the getaway has been so much fun. We had a really cool podcast with Amy for this week's episode. All right, I think I should be starting soon. Sunday, I was watching House of the Dragon, which will probably be the case for the next 2 weeks as that show finishes up. All right. Episode has started. Big Brother. That's where I am. Someone, thank you for the plushie purchase. Yeah, I've seen some complaints about House of the Dragon, but personally, I feel like I have the opposite takes. Like I'm loving the episodes that people don't like as much. Um, and I'm not as high on the ones that people do like more. Well, that's not all. That's not consistently true. But I'm really loving the latest episodes. I've also been trying to catch back up with some of the other shows. We're gonna do a spoiler episode of the Tastemakers next week, where we talk about the Acolyte, Presumed Innocent, and the Boys. And so I've just finished Acolyte and the Boys, and I've got 2 left on Presumed Innocent. Tastemakers is our scripted TV podcast that we started very recently. Someone, thank you for the store purchase there. Holly, thank you for the store purchase there. This is a long recap. I don't think we're gonna get Lisa versus Angela until tomorrow if we get it at all. Haley with a plushie purchase, thank you. Yeah, this recap has been nearly 3 minutes already. Yeah, I guess 3 minutes is fairly normal, right? I think it's just like the first time we've had one in a little while. They're advertising too much of it. The part of the greatness of the fight was how like out of nowhere it was. All right, roughly 3.5 minutes. I hope he doesn't act like a brat. That wouldn't be best behavior. I mean, that's exactly what I was talking about early. About like, yes, we can say chemo might be too passive, but like, it's so important to remember where people are coming from and the kind of environment that they're put in. Plushie count 372. Kenny's hair hat disturbs me. Oh, here we go. Oh, maybe not. Oh, we have to set up the whole collective thing too, right? Before the thing, right? No hug. No hug. Where's my hug energy? That son of a bitch wouldn't even hug me. Matt. I'm a little concerned. Hold on. I feel like they're not setting up the collective. I'm concerned they're going to cut out low budget movie. Okay, okay, no, we're good. We're good. It's commercial. Okay, that is a yes commercial by 612. They had it in the preview? Okay, okay, good. What we should do is run a prediction on if we hear a certain quote. So you guys will need to tell me if this has already been leaked. What if we do... Your words are shit, you should put them back in your ass. Will they include that line? They might need to bleep it. If so, would they bother including it? Let's run the prediction. Steph just warned everyone to be wary of Automod. If you're quoting Angela, Automod might grab you. I thought about except for you, but I think this one's funnier because there's a real chance that they might just like not do it. Someone, thank you for the plushie purchase. All right. They might actually not let me type this. It's okay if it's bleeped. I just want to see if they show it at all. Predictions running. Went all in on yes. Majority is on yes right now. Manifesting. All right, we're locked in. 60% said yes. It's a great line. It's just a matter of like, what are you allowed to leave uncensored? Because I think if you have to cut out both words, the line doesn't make enough sense. All right, we're back. Oxay, thank you for the 6 months in advance. They didn't confess their love to each other. That's just what Tucker said. I miss when they used to show when showmances had situationships or people at home. Meh. Thank you for the plushie purchase. Well, that's the thing, Casey. There still is basically a cheater every season. They just stopped showing it in the edit. Someone think of the store purchase. They probably didn't notice that they would need to blur the hat. It's somebody screwed up, I would imagine. Okay, now we're getting collective. Do you want to be in our alliance? Would RHAP stuff be blurred? It's a good question. I don't really know. Rob might know. I don't think Taran merch would be blurred. Unless they just decided to. You know what I mean? If somebody got a Callus plushie into the house, you'd be a hero. Ren, thank you for the plushie purchase. It makes sense that they're not doing 3Cs or Pentagon yet because they need to do collective so that her speech makes sense. You can hear my audio. I just turned it up. It's a little harder for me to hear with the treadmill. It's a hoax. The collective is coming for me. I mean, they are coming for her with an invitation. It's wild. I think they saw like Suri and Felicia like up in the HOH room watching the screen and being like, they're an alliance, they're an alliance. And they were like, we need more of this. And that's how they found Angela. All right, let's see if I can pull a clip here. Okay. You ready for this? Let me turn it up a little.
That son of a bitch wouldn't even hug me.
I feel like I can get some good use out of that one. All right, updated plushie count 376. Thank you all. Gina, thank you for the plushie purchase. I do still have the 5 clips. The plushie is right here. You don't need to pick, do you? All right, we're back. We're back. All right, here we go. Shenanigans.
Wow, a 5!
With 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much. Sam with a plushie purchase. Thank you. Don't mess with mama. Yes. Would I let this woman be my realtor? I mean, listen. She's not gonna just roll over. Let you lose a house. Read that wrong. Except for you. Mother dearest. But I don't think that anymore. But don't. They didn't have to censor both. They left one uncensored. I think, I could be wrong. I think they had to like spend one on that. Like you only get a certain amount. I'm not an expert on censorship, but I think that like words also, like the context of the words matter. And so like, while sometimes ass might be okay, like putting something up your ass is kind of like less okay. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, it's not, it is 9 p.m. as opposed to 8 p.m. That might make a difference too. All right. The yeses have it. I've definitely got some more sound bites from that one. Let me run another prediction though. What should the prediction be? We need to do a whole veto comp. I guess, do we start the veto comp? How about this one? Do we finish the veto comp? I'm going bold on it. Basically, do we start and finish the veto comp in the next segment? Because I think they would have to if they want to fit it in and still do ceremony. Someone, thank you for the plushie purchase. Yes, to be clear, this is in the next segment. Do we finish the veto comp? It is a 60-minute episode.
So don't mess with mama. Don't mess. So don't mess with mama. Mama.
Okay. I need to organize my sound bites. I'm not prepared for the season in sound bites.
Don't mess with mama.
How's the volume on that, by the way? If I do this?
Don't mess with mama.
Good? Okay. A touch loud. Okay, okay, good. I was scared it would be quiet. We're back. I think that's pretty fair of Joseph in the moment to just be like, listen. But obviously, game wise, you'd want to be supportive of the person in that moment. This is part of why Matt's mad at Joseph. I think we already have a no on the prediction. We did not go straight to veto. Which honestly, I'm so fine with. Annoying. I missed the annoying clip. It was probably too quiet anyway. We're still doing the full picking too. Sometimes you'd skip that to go straight into veto if you don't have time. I think we're definitely getting a cliffhanger. And then we'll quickly do ceremony at the start of the next episode. Uh-oh. Wow, I can't believe she didn't pick Matt. Yeah, so the reason Angela's picking the chips is because there's 4 people already playing. So she's just picking 2 chips, and if she picks the name of a person that's already playing, they then have house guest choice. So there's no house guest choice chips in there. Julia, welcome to the Robot Army. Well, what's interesting about this edit is that they're gonna have to set up at some point that the whole house wants him out. This is the Love Island edit. So that's a pretty obvious no on the prediction. But let's run it back. Same prediction. Do we finish the veto competition in the next segment? But like here's again what I will say is the thing about the people who would prefer for Kenny to leave over Matt is that like this is the kind of edit you can expect for Matt like all season long. Like the only reason Matt is bringing drama is because of Angela. I firmly believe this. Without Angela in the house, he's just every bro you've seen. Someone. Thank you for the store purchase. All right. Someone, thank you for the plushie purchase. Bros are always catching shade from me. And that's partly because bros tend to be lame. But I'm not anti-bro on principle. Just when they're lame bros. And I feel like Big Brother usually I know plenty of cool bros that I think are great people. But those aren't the kind that Big Brother usually likes to cast. Where is my thing? Here,
okay. Whoops. Read that wrong.
Like I'm a huge fan of Ty from BB Can. Obviously, I love Anthony. But like, what I loved about Ty was that like he is obviously such a bro. And of course, geez, there's multiple Ties. BB Can 9 Ty. Someone, thank you for the plushie purchase. What I love about BB Can 9 Ty was that like he was on the feeds, totally a bro, but also somebody that was like actively talking about like toxic masculinity and like just had like a more sort of like genuine approach to relationships and was like very focused on game and wasn't like never felt like super entitled. Oh, woke bro. All right, we're back. Shout out Megan. Banana. Spelling comps have always been great. I don't know why they took it away. Honestly, I'm kind of into this delete thing. Like honestly, the delete thing is that has given me more hope than anything else right now. I feel like the HOH comp was kind of like was interestingly structured, where it pinned people against each other in an interesting way while still being equitable. And I feel like this is pretty similar. Like this feels like they put thought into making the competition better. Like a delete option is something that I would think of to put in a comp. Like when we were coming up with like stuff for the pressure cooker, it was like, how can we find ways for them to interfere with each other in a fun but fair way? Now you have to be careful of that with vetoes, because you don't want to make it super easy to just guarantee that your target doesn't win. Money, welcome to Robot Army. Crazy as this trend Twitter. I'm completely doing my best to not get ahead of myself because we have basically only seen 2 proper comps. So what I'm trying to determine is if you're able to see what other people are spelling. See, I don't even care that they're sliming them because the comp is fine. A fantasy novel question. Do you start the novel at the beginning of an invasion or after a major character is captured? Are you talking about writing a fantasy novel? Yes, writing one. I would say my instinct is character captured. For me personally, because I have trouble investing early in a book if I don't feel like I'm hooked into a character. So having a character captured allows you to like really showcase a character early to get me invested in that character, and then you can kind of zoom out from there a little bit. That does not look like a Z. Oh, it's the honeycomb. Okay, I see. Fun fact, I write my sevens with a line in it. Pipers. Okay. We're not even done yet? I thought for sure we were going to commercial. Oh, of course. The cliffhanger is whether Mackenzie uses the power. Okay, now commercial. We did, in fact, finish the veto comp. Final prediction. Is it a cliffhanger? Or I guess, do we see the replacement? Do we finish the veto ceremony? Yes, no. Prediction started. Do we finish the veto ceremony? Meaning we don't cut away in the middle of it. Ideally, I'm looking for a like ceremony concluded, close the box moment. But theoretically, that could not be the end if they're still like, but is Mackenzie about to stand up and use it? Oh, we're back. We're back. That was a quick commercial. Do 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 do. It's not surprising to me that they didn't show the volunteer drama. It was kind of confusing. Yeah, and it wasn't necessary because it ended up landing in the same place it was before. Box closes. Ceremony ends. Do we finish the veto ceremony? Yes. Live. Two losers. Okay. First thought, based on the way they edited that ceremony, is that production is going to be hearing from Matt because they didn't even air her apology. He was upset with her because it wasn't worded exactly correctly. And they didn't even air the thing. The whole point was that he wanted her on national television apologizing. Yeah, maybe they'll say, "What? But it wasn't the one you wanted." I am on the recap tonight. Yes. Some people are asking what was the bathroom policy. So basically, the whole thing was Angela had second thoughts about nominating Matt because she was worried that he's running the house, and that if she's not going to take him out anyway, maybe she should try to make a deal with him to keep him off the block. So she went to Matt to feel him out. She apologized. He said, I appreciate your apology. You should be apologizing. Apologize to my mom, and then also do it at the veto ceremony. And this is how you should do it, and this is what you should say. And then she asked, if I didn't put you on the block, what would that get me? And he said, well, I'd think about not putting you up next week, but I can't promise you anything. At which point she asked, well, if I didn't put you up, who else would I put up? And he suggested T-Core or Tucker. Tucker found out. Tucker's pissed at Matt, wants him gone. T-Core eventually found out, but in the meantime, Angela kind of like imagined a scenario where Tikor agreed to go on the block but wasn't telling Angela about it, so she was thinking she might have to nominate Tikor. But it eventually got cleared up, and she nominated Matt anyway, and then didn't do the apology right. And that was kind of the whole story that they cut out, because as you might be able to tell, it was pretty confusing. So, we will see what we get in the next episode. I assume they have to do some kind of stuff with, like, why did the house turn on Matt? Or really, because, like, they kind of make it seem like the house doesn't even turn on Matt. They kind of make it seem like, they will have to make it seem like the house turned on Matt, because they haven't even shown that the house was never really on Matt's side in the first place. But I think that will be very surprising to the casual audience right now. I guess it's possible that they just kind of like air a couple of like sneaky conversations about how Matt's a big threat and therefore might need to go, and continue to shy away from like his other behavior. But they have to prep. They have to prep for something. Like if he loses the AI comp, he's out. So we'll see. All right, let me take a look here. We are at 381 plushie purchases. Thank you all so much. It genuinely feels like we could make it to 500, which is wild. And I genuinely never thought we would get there. So, with a week left, we are at 381. Thank you all for the plushies. Leah's apologizing to Lisa because she brought up Lisa's name to Angela before they had a big relationship. I'm not sure if we're going to get the Lisa-Angela fight. I'm not sure. But we've got a podcast coming very soon. So stay tuned. Head over to RHAP. We're going to talk about the episode. And then tomorrow I've got an update. And I'll be live with the episode, First Eviction, podcast after that, and then I think we'll do a stream after that as well. So tons of stuff coming soon. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight, and I'll see all of you on the podcast.